Fresno Chili Jam, or Fresno Chili Jelly if you prefer jelly. But what it is, it's sweet. It's got some heat and it has amazing texture and it goes on everything. Well, let's make it. Fresno Chili Jam, Fresno Chili Jelly, wherever you come from, you know, you prefer jam or jelly, it's all kind of the same thing. This to me is kind of one of those unlocking of a childhood memory from the 80s, because chili jam is something I had when I was younger, when my mom would have like a party or my grandmother would throw a little get together, and it was basically on little crackers with cream cheese and like this jalapeno jam was on it, and it was really sweet and had a tiny bit of heat. And I remember eating that, it was just so cool and so good. It's really easy to do. This is one of those things that anything you put a jam on, anything you put a jelly on, your toast, you want a little heat and you want a little more of flavor, this is what you're gonna have to make. So we're gonna have our Fresnos. I have 10 Fresnos here. And I also have some bell peppers. I just throw the bell peppers in there just to kind of balance it out and kind of take it down like that level of heat. I'm gonna leave 4 with the seeds in. The rest, seeds are coming out. So it has that really nice balance of heat. Still gonna be spicy, because 4 Fresnos, you're gonna have some spice to it, but it's gonna be balanced. So, first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut up my 4 Fresnos that I'm gonna leave the chilies in. So just take the tops off. And if you have gloves, wear gloves. I have gloves, I'm just not wearing them because I kinda like to really feel the food. But I would wear gloves because these are gonna be spicy. So this is 4 chilies. So to de-seed these, I just take off the tops, take off all the tops, and I'll show you how to de-seed a chili. There's a million ways to do this. You can take it, get yourself in there and get it out. There's a lot of ways to do this. Cut it in half. Just cut it in half, and then we're gonna kinda just cut them out how you would think to do it. I just cut the seeds out. It's real quick, and then you can pull. Cut that top out right there. Just kinda pull the seeds. I'm just gonna give them a little rinse. That's all I'm gonna do. It's gonna pull all those seeds out. You don't have to be meticulous about this. You can just pull, have seeds everywhere. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm taking these over to the sink, and I'm just like right now, just, you know, try to get your seeds out, and I'm just gonna give them a rinse in the sink real quick. So my rinsed ones are seedless, just a quick chop. Those are going in my bowl. Those are gonna go in the Cuisinart. And the cool thing about chilies is there's so many different kinds of chilies you can use. Fresno chilies have the same heat around as a jalapeno, but you know, every chili is different. If you like a lot of heat, you can use a habanero. You can do a lot of cool things. Fresnos have just an insane amount of flavor. I just really like the flavor of Fresnos. I love the flavor of jalapenos, which is classically in the jelly, but I just think it's more fun to do something kind of cool. You know, do something a little cooler. Everybody has a different way to cut bell peppers. I like to just cut it into quarters, into 4 kind of thing. Cut the sides down, and then that's it. So we're going right into our food processor, and we're just gonna puree it until it's completely broken down. We're gonna take this, we're gonna go right into a hot pan. We're gonna pour in our chilies. Get all that juice in there, all that delicious heat and flavor. I can already tell how hot this is gonna be just from the raw smell of these chilies. We're gonna go right in with 4 cups of sugar. Then we're gonna go in with 1.5 cups of rice vinegar. Also, I've done this with apple cider vinegar. It's delicious. I've done it with champagne vinegar. It's really good too. But we're gonna use rice vinegar, kind of keeping it neutral. And this is a teaspoon of salt. All we're doing is gonna give this a stir. So bring it to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, and then we're gonna let it simmer for 10 minutes. This is now boiling. Boiling is just rapid bubbles, just turning over and turning over like this, just as rapid. That is a boil. We're gonna turn down to a simmer, which is light little bubbles. It's not rolling, it's just light little pops. That's gonna be a simmer. We're turning it down to a simmer. Now that's a simmer. That is a simmer. It's barely breaking the surface, but it's simmering. So this has been simmering for 10 minutes. It's reduced by about a quarter, you know, depending on how thick you want it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some gelatin. you want to, keep it completely vegan, vegetarian, you can use pectin. I'm just used to gelatin, so I use gelatin. So I'm going in half a cup of ice cold water. I actually had an ice cube in here, and I took the ice cube out just to make sure it's ice cold. And then we're going to sprinkle in our gelatin, and this is about 1.5 tablespoons, tablespoon and a half. And what we're doing is we're blooming it. We're blooming the gelatin in cold water. And the reason I'm whisking it and gently folding it in and gently adding that little bit of gelatin is because I don't want big clumps of gelatin in there, because it won't break down as well. You'll have the clumps in the jelly. It's not what you want. So this is gonna bloom. Get those sides. Look at that. Nice bloom gelatin. Nice and incorporated and ready to add into our jam. Here's our pepper jelly. So let's get all this in here, and I'm gonna add a little bit at a time and whisk. Just so there's no clumps. A little more, whisk it in. And then I take a little of that liquid, this little secret. I put a little of the liquid in there so it kind of melts it all, and that's how you get it all. You could get like a rubber spatula and properly scrape it, but I've learned in my old age of cooking, you can just take that hot liquid, kind of rub it around in there, and get all that off the sides, and it gets all that in there. Make sure you really whisk that gelatin in, get that gelatin really incorporated. So we have our very hot, literally very hot from the spice and from being in this saute pan and bringing it to a boil and then a simmer. We have our nice hot mixture that we're just gonna throw in the fridge. But before we throw this mixture in the fridge, it's a hot mix. Even if you put in something wider or you put it in a bowl to cool down, always let it cool in the fridge first. Any hot mixture, whether it's roasted Brussels sprouts, whether it's chili jam, chicken, you name it, when you're done and you need to cool it down, don't go directly into the refrigerator, because what it does is it warms up your whole refrigerator and produces tons of condensation, and it's just all that steam is gonna produce condensation and make it all wet inside your fridge, and you bring up the temperature of the fridge's gotta work harder. So to solve all that, anything I cook, even when I'm meal prepping, I let it sit out at room temperature for about, I would say, honestly, 15 minutes. Just let all that residual super heat just kind of burn off and go into the ether. Just let it go and let it cool down just a little bit, and then you can put it in your fridge. Okay, so I let this cool at room temp for about 10 minutes, which I let everything cool at room temp for 10 minutes before I put it in my fridge. So this is gonna go 24 hours. So this is what you get after 24 hours, and I just kind of scoop it up in the bowl and kind of mix it all around. You get this beautiful, look at that color, just beautiful color, beautiful texture, just jiggly, wiggly jelly. Fresno pepper jam. That texture is just so jammy. That is such just a cool jam. It's just so fun. So I had in the fridge left over a little piece of brie. So I'm gonna do a little piece of brie. You could do cream cheese, whatever you want, but this is kind of the memory of when I was younger and we'd have pepper jam, pepper jelly, and it's just some sort of like cheese, bread, jam just smothered on it. God. This is like kind of one of those perfect bites where you got that bread, the creaminess, sweet heat, and it's just that super flavorful memory I have from when we were kids. This Fresno Chili Jam has so much flavor from the Fresnos. It's sweet from the sugar. It's got a little bit of heat from, from the Fresno chilies, but it's not overpoweringly hot, but it's got some spice to it. And just the texture of like a really good jam, really good jelly, just that texture you want, that mouthfeel. This is everything you've ever wanted. And it's a little cooler than a pepper jelly, and a really cooler than an old school pepper jam. And this really can go on a ton of things. So make this one. You saw how easy it is to do, and you're gonna really love it. This is one of those bites and one of those jams that you can just make it and have it forever. So definitely try this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and write a comment below what you want to see me make. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys checking out these videos because I really like making them.